So you said you just typed in Batman is evil. So how is Batman evil?
Yeah, that's sort of a conclusion I've came to after. So for the past few months, I've been like, if I wasn't listening material on YouTube, I'll go to like these Comics Explained YouTube channels that explain the storylines, like the Secret Invasion. I'll like listen to that for a few hours. Like, oh, that's cool. Iron Man does that. Captain America does that sort of stuff. And then I listened to this one recently where this guy, he's like a psychologist. He works at Arkham Asylum. And he's like a really upstanding guy. He wants to diagnose.
He's a really upstanding guy. Is he real?
He is a real guy. He's a real upstanding guy. He works at Arkham Asylum as a psychologist, and his goal is to diagnose and one day cure the Joker. Right, but then as he's assigned to the Joker, the Joker fucking somehow the psychologist initially says, "Okay, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna diagnose him in 3 weeks' time." And then we're going to have a cure in 3 weeks' time. Goes in there and all that stuff. Somehow, the Joker, like, makes his entire, like, sense of reality fade away to the point where, after the 3 weeks is up, the guy clocks in and he's like, yeah, these 3 weeks aren't enough time. I think I need more, like, 2 extra weeks. And the reception...
Just wait 2 weeks.
his manager is, like, stunned. She's like, what do you mean 3 weeks? Jason, you've been studying the Joker for 3 years. Oh. And then he realizes that his entire reality is a sham. The wife he goes to, and the kids he goes to home every night, he realizes that those are illusions and they left him after a year. And he's like living in some decrepit old apartment. And it's like, and then this guy, obviously after that realization, he fucking snaps and then becomes like a Joker subordinate. And
cool.
then he starts killing other people, and it's like, dude, Batman's kind of a fucking retard for not killing the Joker. Like, I'm sorry, you have like some gay little code where you have to, I could never be the executioner, but like, you're objectively like harming so many people by not killing him. You're actually like kind of psychotic for letting him live,
That's, by the way, that sounds like Shutter Island. It sounds like literally Shutter Island. We'll see which one came first, that comic or Shutter Island. But so what you're talking about, and I'm going to try not to Google this. I don't want to say it's called The Dark Knight. I don't know what the comic series is. There's too many of them, but it is infamous. Maybe I'll Google it by the end of this episode. But it's when Batman's... Yeah, it might be that. It's when he's old. He's old. He's super jacked. They're actually, if anyone's got HBO Max, which is now called Max, there's an animated movie of this comic series where, Batman with Green Arrow has to eventually try and take down Superman because, he believes Superman's out of control. And he confronts a lot of his past demons, really, as he gets older and realizes that he can't be Batman much longer. Or he stopped being him for quite some time and, he got bored just always chasing thrills. I think he raced in whatever the Gotham equivalent of is, like NASCAR or something. He was in Grand Prix getting a bad accident and something happens that makes him come back and be Batman again, and it's really great how it's done. You can tell he's a little older. He's not moving the way he used to. He has to plan out his engagements. It's just a great movie, and I'm sure it's a great comic book series. But in this, the Joker, who's been in Arkham Asylum for a long time, he breaks out, and he goes to... Actually, this is why the Joker movie is so hackish. He goes to a talk show set and kills everyone that's there, which, gee, I wonder where that director got that idea from and did a worse rendition of it with, yo, you get what you fucking deserve. Oh, I'm all of a sudden extremely lucid and able to give this speech, even though I've been crazy this whole time talking about wealth, whatever. I hate that movie. It's so stupid. It's not even a joke. It's not even about the Joker. It's not even about the DC Joker. And the director himself said that. He said, my Joker's a little different. So you're not even capturing the essence of the Joker from the DC. You're just making one up that's a Joaquin Phoenix acted
and you know what?
Joker.
I will now be buying that on 4K Blu-ray. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you're miserable watching it. So anyways, this Joker in a good Batman serial says, he says, why so serious? No, he goes to...
Beatboxes
on live TV. And he beatboxes on live TV. Why so serious? and everybody clapped. No, he goes, and I guess it's whatever equivalent of like daytime television, Jerry Springer, who knows. And he unleashes this laughing gas and kills He kills 100 people on the spot. He kills the first act he does after getting out of Arkham Asylum is killing 100 people on the spot. Then he rolls up to some, of course, he goes to an amusement park because why not? And he starts killing a bunch of people there left and right. It reminds me of this Carnage comic where he's just throwing babies out the window and doing all kinds of stuff like that, just reprehensible. And eventually Batman corners him in this is, a tunnel of love kind of ride. And the Joker talks about his code and how he should have killed, the Batman should have killed him a long time ago. He said, the last thing I'm ever going to do is get you to break your code. And a lot of the police are closing in. Joker had killed 100 and something. He just got like a kill streak immediately. Like, he could have called in a nuke right after Arkham Asylum.
Got 4
and Batman says, you know what? Just twists his neck and
Let's
kills
go.
him.
Let's fucking go.
And
Holy
the Joker dies with a smile on his face because he knows that he got Batman to break his code. But to me, okay. And we're talking about objective moral law passed down by, the 10 Commandments, right? So we're talking a biblical law here. What is Batman's frame of reference for his moral code? I all of a sudden have some unflappable moral obligation because I saw both my parents die. But wait, I can stop crime, but I can't kill them because I believe in the justice system. What? You're a vigilante, you obviously. Yep. So he doesn't believe in the justice system up until the point where you need to catch people, and he doesn't use guns. What is that? Where is this coming from? Where is this subjective Batman morality coming from? It makes no sense.
Let's do a little fucking mental arithmetic for Mr. Bruce Wayne here, okay? You lock up the Joker, okay, but you know that the percentage what's the percentage chance of the Joker escaping once you lock him up? Seems like it's 100%. What's the percentage chance of the Joker escaping and killing someone after you lock him up? Seems like that's also 100%. So if you refuse to kill him, it seems like the chance of you condemning other people to die is also 100%. So it kind of seems like you're kind of like giving consent for other people to be murdered, Mr. Morale, over here fucking.
Not only that, Tyson, and the Marvel movies amazingly directed this point. And I thought, arrived at this point, and I thought it was a bit salient, was a lot of the antagonists in these comics or in these movies, whatever, in these universes, they appear because they want to rival the superhero. Do you know how many less insane people, Joker, for instance, would be on the streets if Batman didn't exist? So the way they say in the Marvel movies, it says we put up the spotlights for a galactic battle royale when we had that huge fight on Earth with, I don't know, Loki and whatever those things were. And now there's challengers coming to us. And that's the way it is with Batman too. You have some guy in a costume acting like a maniac with his own moral code that's from nothing, by the way, but resentment for some one guy who killed both his parents in an alleyway and never found quote unquote justice. It's just so stupid. Your moral code from, being a mentally stunted, eternally stuck in an infantile state of mind from seeing your parents die child that you enact onto Gotham City, and Professor Gordon has to deal with this child all the time. It makes
the dumbest thing, the dumbest defense argument I've ever seen for fucking why Batman shouldn't kill is because they go into how like, oh yeah, Batman's moral code of not killing. It's not really for the justice itself. It's more like for Batman himself. And then they made this long argument about how, because of Bruce Wayne's upbringing and all that stuff, he can't kill. And the moment he does kill someone, that's going to make him snap psychologically. So it's like, oh, you're insane. He's a fucking insane person.
Oh, so he's actually crazy. So we should let him be, yeah, it's like maybe he should be locked up. I don't know what to tell you about that. But think about it this way. Joker's inspired by Batman. He's killing all these people because of Batman. So how many lives are on his hands? Before that, you just have the Penguin going, yeah, see? And, just stupid stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, there's some corruption in the police department. Okay, there's some issues here. But instead, at what point was the crime problem solved in Gotham? How many people did you need to punch in the face? And you know what? The Nolan movies, take them or leave them. In the third one, Alfred says to Batman, I don't know if I'm messing up the line, but he says something like, this isn't a time for Batman, this is a time for Bruce Wayne. I bet Bruce Wayne could do far more good okay, overall than Batman ever did. Okay,
Dude, Bruce Wayne funds like some fucking psychological screening to prevent future Jokers from happening. Absolutely, as opposed to just punching Joker in the face. Like, okay, cool, thanks, dude.
No, just fund a Blackwater contract to clean up Gotham. It's just a bunch of hit squads. It's just like, oh man, you caught me in my hideout now, and they just shoot them, just dead. You know, it's just
that'd be funny. Is like the Penguin just gets caught. It's like, oh, you caught me. Take me to Arkham Asylum. It's like, nah, we ain't playing that game anymore, sis.
Public execution. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, if I do the unspeakable, then I've gone too far and there's never going back. It's like, going back to what? Going back to what exactly? There's still crime. At least you could extirpate everyone who's causing problems and have the issue permanently removed. I don't understand. I really don't get it. You know, when you get into it, especially because his morality is subjective, it makes no sense. And then also, we have to respect that. As citizens of Gotham, they're like, oh yeah, well that's his code, and we're okay with him having this mindset, and you have to be respectful of it. It's like, no, fuck you.
Just the average person in Gotham, like, yeah, we are terrorized by the Joker, but Batman saves us from him every single day. But I mean, it is the fact that Joker exists because of Batman, but we should be thankful regardless. Like, no. Fuck you, dude.
No wonder they're conflicted over him.
Fucking freak to get out of my fucking town, dude.
Yeah, it's reminding me of it. Did you ever see it's like a YouTube short or a TikTok, and it's some guy trying to fall asleep in his bed. It's like when you're paying $200 a month rent in Gotham, and there's like lights flashing inside. It's like, hee, Batman, like, I'll get you this touch. It's really funny. So that's what it reminds me of. So, but yeah, it's like some comic book version of Love is Love. It's like that's just Batman's code, and we all have to. We're the problem. We're being indignant when we have an issue with his moral code because he made it up, and he's the one who gets on the suit, and also, he's a billionaire on top of that. But it's not a wealth disparity discussion. So it's just, I'm so sad. And it's like, look,
I'm glad you have the finances to go and punch people around. But, people have to pay mortgages, Batman. I'm sure you don't, but life is tough for the people down there.
Yeah, and also, he's a sociopath, too. He's a complete sociopath. And I'll tell you what. I'll give everyone here a freebie, okay? It's called The Brave and the Bold, and it was a playful Batman cartoon that came out probably 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember. And it was kind of based on it was inspired by the early Adam West TV show Batman. That was it was a little playful, it was a little more jovial, but sometimes it would touch on some serious themes. There's an episode where Batman finds, and spoilers, he finds the person who killed his parents. He finds out who it is, and he's confronted, and they do a really cool it's like the angel and devil on his shoulders, except it's Spectre and someone else, these like godlike DC characters, and they're saying like, haha, my son will kill the guy that killed his parents. Like, haha, no, he's great. And it's just like him kind of like weighing the good and evil of that decision the entire episode. And I won't tell you the decision he makes, but it's good. I think people should watch it. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that was the episode or the tone of show they decided to kind of deal with what Batman would do if he came in contact with the person who killed his parents. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, it's just the moral ambiguity of superheroes. What can you do? It's just, I love it. Actually,